Hi guys, good evening and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I will be your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I wanted to bring you another theory and speculation filled video. This is a video I've been wanting to do for a while now, and now that I'm rewatching Black Adam, I decided to take a pause and upload this idea while it's fresh in my mind. Be warned, I'm going to be discussing spoilers from Black Adam, The Flash, and Fast X. Yes, it may seem unrelated, but there's good reason for that. So if you have not seen either Fast X or The Flash, both films which are currently out in theaters, you do not want to keep watching or listening to this video, as I will be referring to and discussing big spoilers from both those movies. And, well, Black Adam's been out for a while, so hopefully you've seen it or heard all the you've heard all the news on it by now. So anyway, but Fast X and Flash are both a bit more relevant because they're both currently out in theaters. So again, if you want to see either film and you haven't yet, watch this video with extreme caution or don't watch it at all. That being said, you have been warned. Let's dive right back into it. So I'm watching Black Adam, and a line that did not escape my attention upon my first viewing back in October, and it stayed with me ever since, is when, after they've delivered Black Adam to the Task Force X site, and he's put underwater in suspended animation, Dr. Fate and Hawkman are talking about the forthcoming calamity, which is Sabbac unleashing hell on Earth. And they thought, oh, with Black Adam out of the way, everything's okay now, right? No. And then Dr. Fate tells Hawkman, well, we saved the day, but you die in the process. And Hawkman's all, oh, I have no fear of death. And Dr. Fate's like, that's precisely why I didn't tell you what I saw, what the helmet showed me, because the helmet shows him visions of the future. Now, how far into the future kind of remains a mystery. It isn't unclear. But there's a line Dr. Fate spoke that caught my attention. It made me wonder if they were possibly laying the groundwork for future other DC films. He says the world needs the Justice Society, which consists of him, well, no longer him, because unfortunately Dr. Fate, died in Black Adam, but maybe through magic he can come back somehow, or maybe not. But the Justice Society currently consists of Hawkman, Cyclone, and Atom Smasher, and possibly, if we ever see another movie with him someday, Shazam. If the post-credit scenes from Shazam Fury of the Gods teased anything, is that Shazam was apparently going to join the Justice Society to probably fill the void left by Dr. Fate. But Dr. Fate says to Hawkman, the world needs the Justice Society, the world needs you, referring to Hawkman. It got me wondering, what vision or visions did Dr. Fate see far into the future, and how far into the future did he see Hawkman and the Justice Society playing a crucial role? Like, did he see a vision or a future where the Justice League and the Justice Society team up to stop an unthinkable evil from taking over the world or the galaxy? Or is there something else bigger at play here? Now, obviously, there's been a regime change since Black Adam came out. What was exciting, one of the things that was exciting about the movie is that the post-credit scene featured the long-awaited return of Henry Cavill as Superman, which was great. It was awesome. But then, unfortunately, a few months later, there was a leadership shakeup, and the current leadership at Warner Brothers was out, replaced with new leadership, who appointed very talented filmmaker James Gunn to oversee DC Studios, along with producer Peter Safran. And the story with Henry Cavill's Superman is that he was never fired from the role. He was simply never hired back. Like, they said that cameo happened while they were deep in development on the Superman Legacy film that James Gunn is writing and directing that'll hit theaters summer of 2025. So I'm not sure how Cavill's cameo even happened, if it was just some finagling The Rock did or if it was something else. But it ended up not really mattering in the end, because Cavill is now done as Superman. Black Adam's future is uncertain. It sounds like The Rock is open to returning to play the character once again later down the line. He's a very busy guy, and now that he's recently returned to the Fast and Furious franchise in the post-credit scene for Fast X, it seems like he'll have his hands full with the Fast and Furious franchise for the next couple of years. So who knows when he'll play Black Adam again. The good news is that in a statement he released back in December, he said, the Black Adam won't appear in the first chapter of storytelling in the first phase that James Gunn and Peter Safran want to do. However, the door seems to have been left open for Black Adam's return in any other DC multiverse chapters. So it sounds like he's down to play the character again, and James Gunn retweeted the tweet saying, "Can't wait to collaborate or work together soon." So it sounds like James Gunn has some kind of plan for Black Adam, or he wants to appear in something. Now, with the immediate first phase of DC's new phase that James Gunn announced back in January, there were no mentions of a Black Adam or Flash sequel, probably because both films did not do so well at the box office. The Flash did come out about a week ago, so it could still pick up traction, but only time will tell. So with that being said, I wonder if it was just some random line the screenwriter threw in the script for Black Adam, or was the groundwork being laid for Dr. Fate to tease something that was forthcoming in the DCU. Like whether it was under the old regime under Walter Hamada or under the new regime by David Zaslav and then being overseen by James Gunn and Peter Safran. Did he tease a big DC film that's currently in the works that we simply don't know anything about yet? Just because James Gunn announced a slew of projects for the first chapter of the DCU doesn't mean they announced everything. So it's possible that Dr. Fate is referring to a big crossover ensemble event that we have yet to see play out that will definitely feature Hawkman, since he tells Hawkman the world needs you, the world needs the Justice Society, and possibly other DC characters from the likes of the Suicide Squad or the Justice League all working together with the Justice Society. Wouldn't that be fun to see? I think it would. So we'll see what happens in the long run. In the meantime, we know which DC films are coming out. We've got Blue Beetle next. Then at the end of the year, around Christmas time, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, which I'm super excited for. And then beyond Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, we have the Superman Legacy film hitting theaters in July of 2025. No idea as of yet if any of the smaller scale projects like the TV shows they announced for DC will be hitting HBO Max in 2024 or not. Again, only time will tell. But whether or not Dr. Fate's little obscure line to Hawkman comes to any fruition or not, we'll see. I just thought it was an interesting thing to include in the script, to include in the movie. Hey, the world needs you, Hawkman. The world needs the Justice Society. Did the screenwriter know about something that was in the works at the time under the former regime at Warner Brothers, or could it easily apply to the new regime currently overseeing DC and Warner Brothers right now? Again, we have no way of knowing. Only time will tell, and unfortunately, we'll know when we know. But it's just a fun thought I wanted to throw out there, a seed I wanted to plant to see if anybody else noticed that in the movie, or perhaps am I overreading this or not, or looking into it too much, or have I barely scratched the surface? Only time will tell, right? But anyway, Black Adam is currently on Max for your streaming pleasure. The Flash is currently in theaters. And there's just a lot to look forward to and be excited about, and I hope you guys are just as excited as I am. Yeah, I may have overreacted a little bit to the ending of The Flash, and in hindsight, perhaps the ending wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but again, my mind may change over time, so we'll see what happens there. All right, guys, thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this theory and speculation video as much as I did talking about it. This was actually pretty fun to talk about. What are your thoughts on this topic? Did Dr. Fate tease something that is to come later down the line in the DCU, or was it just a simple line written in the script? Let me know what you think down below in the comments section. Have a great rest of your night, and of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.